Thank you, Danielle. I'm Julie Raskin, the Executive Director of Congenital Hyperinsulinism International. It's a pleasure to be here today with you at the Ketotic Hypoglycemia International Conference, and I will be presenting on collaboration across rare hypoglycemia disorders because it's key. First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Glen Ridge, New Jersey, and I'm the mother of two, a 26-year-old daughter and a 24-year-old son. And I'm married to my husband, Mark. Hannah was born without any condition, but Ben was born with the rare condition congenital hyperinsulinism 24 years ago. And at the time, I joined together with other parents of children with congenital hyperinsulinism. And first we connected over the internet, and then we created an organization in 2005, Congenital Hyperinsulinism International. And our work is to support hyperinsulinism research for better treatments and cures, and to raise awareness of HI, to reduce brain damage and death, and to improve access to care and treatment for all with HI, while providing a community for HI families. So what is congenital hyperinsulinism? It is different from ketotic hypoglycemia. It does involve hypoglycemia, however. We share that. It's a disease that causes dangerously low blood sugar levels due to the overproduction of insulin. And unfortunately, many babies born with the condition are permanently brain damaged because they are not diagnosed in a timely manner. Some even die because of the effects of low blood sugar. And the consequences of these most horrible events are in fact preventable. But hyperinsulinism is often overlooked, it's misdiagnosed, and even when it is detected, it's often mistreated. Now, the worst things that happen, death and brain damage, can be avoided. But even when those are avoided, even those babies who are diagnosed in a timely manner, they will need ongoing support because treatment is very complicated. And for many, it's constant, and for many, it's prolonged. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about what a delight and pleasure and how important it was to meet Danielle, the Executive Director of Ketotic Hypoglycemia. Danielle and I met several years ago when Danielle joined our support group and became active because she and her family was experiencing hypoglycemia. And, you know, she's a great asset to the community. And I could tell without even having met her and without even having communicated with her that she was a real force and was very excited, has a strong presence, and that is so needed in the advocacy world. So when we developed a relationship, I was really, really happy. And then we invited Danielle to come to our conference in Vienna in September of 2019, and we asked her to present along with other patient family members to share their stories. We call it HI stories, like histories. And because sometimes it's not hyperinsulinism. So what happens when it's not? And we need to share in our patient community about other types and forms of hypoglycemia. And so it was great to have Danielle and welcome her into our community, and then share many of our resources with Danielle, our experts. And so I'm just so happy that she has a partner in Danielle, and now with the whole organization. And I look forward to meeting all the other families involved in Ketotic Hypoglycemia International. So we have worked closely together throughout the years with other hyperinsulinism organizations, other rare disease organizations, and that's given us so much more of a stronger place to work from, because we can help people around the world when we have connections around the world, and we learn from each other and from each other's stories. And advocacy may be different in one organization than another. So our skills, our experiences really complement each other, and we're able to really multiply our effect by all working together. We've developed really strong friendships too, and our children have developed friendships. We've been doing this for a generation. We now have children in our early 20s, and it's exciting to see how they have created bonds globally, and the work that they are now doing as advocates themselves. So that brings us to collaboration with Ketotic Hypoglycemia International, KHI, and we think that's truly important, both for us and for the other advocacy organizations. We've learned that hypoglycemia awareness is something that it's great for us all to do as individual organizations where a rare hypoglycemia condition is such an important and difficult aspect of life. What we now believe is that if we can all join together, then once again, we can multiply our effect and have a much bigger effect. And this is truly important because this will prevent brain damage and death. And even in the situations that are not as dire, it will help people to have the treatment they need, the peace of mind they need. And this is all so important, which takes us to the second point here. Research for precise and timely diagnosis and medicine for all, medicine or a treatment for all with rare hypoglycemia disorders. One thing we've seen in our community is that somebody may come to us and their child is suspected of having hyperinsulinism. They join our community. They're welcome in our community, and they're always welcome in our community. But sometimes it's not hyperinsulinism, and it's only through the testing and through a process that the family uncovers that it's something else, perhaps ketotic hypoglycemia. Conversely, sometimes somebody will come to our community, a family, and they will have a child affected by congenital hyperinsulinism. But over years, that hyperinsulinism perhaps may go away. The child, on the other hand, may continue to have some hypoglycemia, although there are ketones present. So this is an interesting kind of journey. We, again, are always here for those families. You know, we're here for any family who's touched by a hypoglycemia disorder, but by connecting and working and focusing on research with KHI, I think that we will be able to help more families through that journey and have them find that precise diagnosis earlier. And even when the diagnosis changes, have the support and the treatment that they need. And our platform, the HI Global Registry, is an excellent platform to conduct that research on. Interestingly and fortunately, we share researchers. So members of our steering committee who are experts in the field of congenital hyperinsulinism are also members of the steering committee of KHI. There's a lot of overlap. So we welcome a shared collaborative approach to this research with KHI, and we invite you to our platform. And I'll really look forward to working with my partners at CHI, and there are many in our research. Our research team includes many to do this work. And then it's not just, it's not just diagnosis, it's also finding treatments and cures. So again, the Collaborative Research Network is really open with our arms to KHI. And then it's not just about the diagnosis and the treatment, it's really about support, it's about friendship, it's about the community we build. Hypoglycemia is such a bond. The disease itself, the symptom, we share many of ours, we even share treatment. Many of our children have backpacks and that are connected to their G tubes, and they're getting dextrose all day long, all night for their hypoglycemia. So again, we share a lifestyle. We share devices. We have glucometers, we have CGMs. So there's a lot we can do in terms of advocacy as well, focusing on ensuring that those with rare forms of hypoglycemia get the devices that they need. So there's just really a lot here. And then there's the fear of hypoglycemia, even when our kids perhaps aren't going to go into a hypoglycemic state, or our young adults, we may fear that they will be. We have a kind of anxiety and trauma from the early days, and we share that, and we need to be healed. So there's really so much. And then there's the friendship itself. I know in my life, one of the most meaningful, important, happy parts of my life are really the friends I've made along the way in the hyperinsulinism, hypoglycemia community. So I look forward to having those friendships, having more and more friendships with those in the ketotic hypoglycemia community. And I think we're going to have a bright future if we all work together. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I wish you so well, the greatest success. I know this conference is amazing and a fantastic first for you, and I look forward to many more.